We're overthinking it. Just intro it.
Okay, what's up, fam? So basically, we've been overthinking this podcast series for the last I don't know, months, and
Like
we've
ages.
been putting it off. We've been stuck in a rut with it, and we're just trying to figure out how to start an intro. So here's our intro. Sup, I'm Paigey, and this is Mum.
We're like, what is going to be the intro? We're just overthinking it. So Paige just introed it. There you go, done.
Sometimes it's progress over perfection, and we've just got to start this and perfect it along the way. Eh?
Yeah. And like, just talk.
Just talk. And we're really good yappers. We're professional yappers. So basically, why we wanted to start this because the other day we were talking about. Well, I was talking about how I felt like. Oh no, it was you and me.
Me. I felt like I was stuck in a rut because I was procrastinating on shit. And like my mahi was building up, and that's when I get into overwhelm and I just want to like, oh, that's what it was. I went out and saw the stars, and I was like, oh my god, I haven't seen the stars for a long time. And I realized I'd been stuck in the house, like just knowing I had to do work, but not doing the work because I was stuck in like just procrastinating, man. And I was like, ah. Oh. And then I said to you, oh my god, I'm stuck in a rut. And you're like, yeah, same as me.
Why is my voice like that? Well, yeah, because I felt like. Well, the thing is though, we're like busy, right? Like, and we're up to things, and we're doing things that we love, but we're also still stuck in a rut. And some people don't talk about how because I feel like there's two different ways of being stuck in a rut, like
Yeah.
complete 0 to 100. You know what I mean? Like zero is literally doing F or being a bum, complaining about life, not even doing anything, just literally stuck in the house, like not completing anything. And then there's us who's like doing all these 100 million things, which is everything we love and we want, but we're still stuck in this spot of a rut, and we just we do know what it is, but we also just choose not to deal with it with the root cause. Do you know what I mean?
So what is it then? Because I think that was the thing we wanted to talk about, right? Like it was like, how do you end up getting stuck in a rut? So it'll look like different things for different people,
Mm.
right? Like you just shared. But what does it look like for us? How do you how do you get into that rut? Like what's the process that you go through to get into that rut? And I think this is probably something I think that's what we were saying is we didn't know, but we needed to have a think about it. And it wasn't thinking about it to do nothing with it, but to go, oh, okay, what then do we need to do so that we
Yeah,
don't,
starting off with
yeah,
acknowledgement
get into
first.
that rut because we go through it. We go through it quite regularly, and whether it's that next step toward your transformation or whatever it is, we thought it would be cool to jump on here and unpack our stuck in a rutness with you guys because you might see how you get stuck in a rut as well.
And just work through it like us, because we had this conversation and we just left it. And we
Yeah.
left it for this. So we actually have no idea how this is going to go. We've
Yeah.
literally just whipped out the camera and our mics, and we've just whatever. We're just going with the flow with
Gonna have
this.
the
It is
chords
what it
recorded
is.
or yeah.
But I feel like, well, on top of what you're saying is, it's like it is that like you've leveled up, and then now you've gone up, and now you're just at the stage of just you're way better than what you were like a month ago or a week ago, but you're just like now you're just like stuck in this what next, basically,
Mm.
you know?
I just had like there was a light that went off for me when you were like actually just talking about that just then. That I think it is the leveling up. And it's kind of like how do you do it though? From where you are to that leveling up.
Yeah, because you didn't do that. Like your old self would be so impressed with what you've done now.
Yeah.
And now you've got to step into the unknown all over again and create yourself all over again. Because you're not the same person you were yesterday, the person you were last week, last month, last year. And now you have to step into the unknown and being something else. Still yourself, but to another level. And so what I feel like I'm in a fight with my old self and my new self, and we're like at a tug of war of like, oh, am I gonna fully go be my new self, or am I gonna stay with my old self? Because you can't be that new self and still be your old self.
So what is your new self like? What does that look like?
Heck, girl, I don't even know. That's why I'm still at tug of war. Well, I do know. I don't.
Like literally, what is that? Because if you're saying that you're kind of in this tug of war between your new self and the old self being, I suspect, kind of the person you're being now, because then that new self is there, but you're not quite there yet. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I have the moments of the new self, like I pick and choose when I want that, but to have that level up of like how my old self did, I have to fully choose this new self, and I'm picking moments, and it just doesn't work.
Instead of just going all
Full
in.
all in.
And so, what does all in look like? Are you like brave enough to say that? Like, I'm like, girl, are you holding back right now?
Yeah, I am holding back. My thing is my bloody phone and my doom scrolling. And that's one habit I just can't stop. And I feel like a lot of people go through this. Like, but the thing is though, like,
we got to talk about the doom scrolling.
oh, the doom scrolling's a real topic.
But is the doom scrolling the cause, or was it the symptom, or do they just reinforce one another?
It's just a coping mechanism to like drown out all the stuff that you have to deal with, to numb out the chaos. Not the chaos, but for so long, it's been like like a mind numbing just to like to relax. But and I'm like slowly getting rid of it. I will say this: I've gotten way better with my doom scrolling. That's why I love, like, I've started like weaving. You know what I mean? Like that's my way of distracting myself as a way of coping, as a coping mechanism. Because the phone is a coping mechanism to drown out, to zone out and drown out life.
So you get in there. So okay, you go in there. How long are you like in there doom scrolling for?
Oh, bro.
And like, so how often?
Oh, bro. I go down a black hole in the doom scroll, man.
Oh, me too, man. And do you know what,
like,
too? I actually try and hide it from you as well.
But the thing is, why are you trying to hide it? Because I can literally hear you through the walls.
That's why. No, but even so,
no, but the thing is, you send me the reels. How can you?
I know, but I actually feel bad about doom scrolling, because I'm like doom scrolling for so long, and like I know it's freaking not productive. It's like a dirty little. Anywho, like I'm like doing it, and I'm like, get the fuck off, like get off the thing.
I'm like, oh, one conversation with myself as well. Like, get off, like, bro, why are you still doing
I'm like literally telling myself, get off, as I scroll deeper and deeper and deeper. Right. You know what though? The thing, like, anyway, and then like I'm in it for ages. What stops me is I get sore shoulders because my neck's been out for so long, and I'm like, go like this. Anywho, but you know what though? How it makes me feel afterwards is I actually feel freaking depressed.
Yeah.
After I finish the doom scrolling,
so and I'm like, do anything.
It either does something to my head or my mind or my brain. But there's like this, I don't know, I just feel weird and purposeless when I'm like doom scrolling. I'm pointing over there because my phone's over there.
Yeah, I totally get that vibe. But that's the habit that I'm fighting with at the moment.
Yeah.
And because that habit it's so impactful on everything.
Were you already in the rut though before the doom scrolling, or were you in a rut and the doom scrolling is part of it?
That. Like I'm in the rut and the doom scrolling is a part of it.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like my excuse to drain everything out. Oh, I'll deal with it later after I have a scroll.
Yeah, it's like magically, if I have a big fat scroll, I'll feel happier after it.
Yeah, well, in reality, you just,
but you
set yourself up to fail, basically. Because you just know.
It's self-sabotaging.
And you've done it for so long. Like, how long has Devices been out for?
Yeah, but I feel like it's getting particularly more worse.
Yeah, it is, because the content that's coming out, it sucks you in.
Yeah, and
we're literally addicts. It's like with food, or with people who vape, who have cigarettes, who eat a lot. It's the same with phone. A phone is another way of addiction and a coping mechanism to drown out what you don't want to deal with at the moment.
Right.
and we're not getting to the root cause of what that is.
And so what is it that we're not dealing with then?
That part I'm like been trying to figure out, and I'm probably overthinking it and avoiding it.
Is it the greatness thing? You know, that saying where they talk about people aren't afraid of.
It's like I feel like I'm already doing so much that it's like I've got to do more, and I don't want to do it.
Like, what do you mean?
Because like we've said, we've leveled up, right? And we're doing way more than and the things that we love. And we love being busy. And that old self like last week, we're just not that self. And now I'm gonna level up even more. And I just feel like that's more things to do to level up. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like life is just it's a lot. And then I've got more things to add on top of my plate that's just like, oh, you know, you almost need a day to deal with the day.
Yeah.
I need an extra Monday to deal with the Monday.
So talk about what you do. So you do what?
Well, I'm full-time uni student, full-time mahi, plus trying to make sure I care for myself, care for whānau at the same time, and being involved in other things as well, and trying to balance all of that. Like uni is a lot, and I'm having to generate myself for that as well and make sure I'm being present with it. Same with mahi as well. So it's like, but the leveling up is like this is the first step. The podcast. How long have we been putting this shit off?
I know, yeah. It's like just frickin' do it, man.
Just do it.
Yeah.
But we know that this takes once we start it, you know that us now we've got to keep doing it. And once me and you, we know once we start something, that's our thing. We know once we start something, we ain't gonna drop it. Once we put our mind to it. So it's like we know that. So it's like, oh, but sometimes you just want a bloody rest from everything, but you just don't get that privilege.
And I think that's a big thing because, like, as I was on the toilet this morning, because I have been contemplating about this all day. I'm like, what is the thing? Like the other thing is when you get in that rut or something happens, right? It's like your consistency drops. Because I was thinking about, you know, our business meetings. Like we haven't really had our business meetings, which we have every morning. We go do our thing at the cafe. We have our meeting. We check out what have we got on for the week. We get clear on all our actions. And we go away and do those, and then we check in again. That weekly structure for us in the business is, you know, that, and keeping that consistent means that we stay consistent with our deliverables, with what we've got on. And I think it's the other thing with that too is it's like, you know, we believe in energy, and so that energy flow is it's that consistent energy into the business as well.
Yeah.
And when that drops off, that energy drops off and it's no longer going into the business. And I feel like that starts to impact too in terms of who we are, because our businesses are like a self-expression of us, right? And so if we're not putting our energy into those businesses through the structures that we've got in place. And so we talk about structures being like a meeting, a regular scheduled meeting as a structure for us, because it allows us to be clear about what we've got on for the business for the week. It allows us to hold ourselves accountable in terms of what our deliverables are and our promises are to our clients. And so that's what we talk about when we talk about structures, and they can look like all different sorts of ways. But that one little thing of having that regular check-in every Monday morning for us it works. And I notice that when that drops off, like we let things get in the way.
And I feel like once that little thing, we jeopardize that one little thing, it's easier to get rid of, drop other things.
And then it's like a snowball effect.
Oh yeah, like the domino just goes like, you know, for example, like we haven't been posting on social media, like stuff like that for our business because we've let other things take over. And it's not just the doom scrolling, like doom scrolling is just a little part of it, but like we've let life take over our priorities in life, even though we're still chipping away at certain things, but not at the way that we want to. And that our higher self wants to. And I think too, like if we have things like if we have family over,
because we've had an event. I got my moko kauai done with my 2 cousins, and we've had heaps of whānau over. And the thing for us is we just love hanging out with whānau, but the impact of that on us could. The other thing, this is what I'm getting present to as well, because we work from home. And if we've got whānau here, we can't help ourselves but go have a coffee.
Oh, because we get the FOMO hard.
Go hang out, like FOMO hard. So we all like go and hang out and
you go to the supermarket? Well, so do I.
Yeah. We'll come to the supermarket, we'll come to the movies, blah, 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 blah. And that, again, that lack of structure, it falls discipline by the wayside. So being disciplined and being consistent, this is very good. Because these are the learnings for us, is that we can go through all of these things, but stay consistent with our routine and with our structures so that it keeps us on track. Because I know the thing for me is that if I'm not delivering on things and I'm not my word on things, that gets to me too. And it sticks in my mind. So the motorbike just went past, but that occupies my mind too. And I think it's all that stuff in my mind that's where the overwhelm and then I just don't want to deal with it. And then, like, it's taken us a long time to get through to this. And then I go to doom scrolling because that's my way to, like, just check out.
Well, the thing is, though, is you make yourself bad and wrong for making the choices that you made.
Yeah.
And then you don't forgive yourself. And then you make yourself feel bad about it. And you go, ugh, whatever, I'll just scroll anyway. You know what I mean? As a numb to deal with. Basically, we're in a state of feeling sorry for ourselves.
Yeah. And it's quite ordinary. Well, it is what it is, but it is quite ordinary.
It's ordinary for us.
You know what I just thought of too? You know, when I said, oh my God, I went out to the stars?
Yeah.
And that's when I was like, oh my God, there's a world out here. That's actually what my freaking mind looks like. So when I'm in this house, like with all this work in my head, I feel like I'm kind of stuck like a prisoner, man. And then I come out and see the stars at night and I'm like, I feel free. Even when I walk, like, even for things like that, like going for a walk, going out on the taiao, like I tell myself when I'm busy and in this rut, I'm like, oh no, I don't have time. But those very things that I avoid are actually the things that will connect me to my bigger purpose and actually the healing thing. What I'm getting clear on as we talk is like how important it is to maintain our structures and be consistent and disciplined with that no matter what. So if we are having whānau, probably to talk to them, hey, we're doing mahi, we're going to close the doors, or we're just going to head out for a while. I think it's just to consider that when we have things like this, because we're always going to have whānau, because whānau is important to us, but what are the things that we can set up so that we don't get distracted from what our purpose is and what our goals are?
Yeah, but my thing is that we're still stuck in the rut. They're not here.
Yeah, because we haven't stayed consistent with our structures, though. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it's all a choice at the end of the day, and there's still a point of you can't use whānau as an excuse of why you're not doing something.
Yeah,
it's an easy. Yes, I do say that it was easy to drop everything, but there's still a point of they're gone now.
But I reckon it's as simple as this, right? For even one of them, it's for me and you to go, okay, because I can literally see it and feel it. Like I was just imagining this happening. We could say either right now or tomorrow, right? Tomorrow we're going for a meeting and we're going to go through all the business actions. We're going to get clear on what's done, what's not done. We're going to put some promises and actions to it. We're going to take the actions. We'll check in what is it we need, and then we'll check in on Monday. Like that alone, I could see would make a real difference. And what it does is it actually starts to clear your mind, because it's what's stuck in the mind that we get, that it clogs shit, and you can't see. That's the rut, is it's not clear. It's not clear because it's filled with shit, either that we're meant to do, that we haven't done, or we're not doing. You know, even if that is talking about the what next for us.
But my thing is, though, we know what to do, but why don't we do it?
Well, why don't you do it?
That's what I'm asking.
But I think this is all part of it, though. Like, I think this is all part of it. It's like,
But my thing is, though, as human beings, we know what to do and we know how to do it, but we don't. And we know that the choice is as simple as you're saying, but we're not doing it.
yeah. So you saying that before, though, the habits of the structures and stuff, there's something else
Well,
before
you
that.
need to deal with the root cause of why you're not doing it.
So
Why do you
what?
feel sorry for yourself? Why do you choose to doom scroll? What are you trying to numb? What are you trying to avoid? And you can't move forward and build on top of something that's still underlying. You haven't dealt with the foundation. So then you're just building and building on top of a foundation that's just going to crumble, and you're going to fall back to those habits real quick all over again. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So just going, yeah, I've been stuck in a rut. Cool. Yeah, I'm just going to build habits and go forward. It's just not going to work. What's predictable is you're going to fall straight back to those old habits because you haven't dealt with the root cause of why am I feeling sorry for myself?
Yeah. Okay. This is we're not full sending it stuff, eh?
Yeah, you've got to deal with the root cause of why you're in this space at the moment. Because if you avoid it, the weed's just going to grow back up, and then you're just going to pull at it again and recreate. It's just going to keep coming back up.
Yeah. Okay. I get you. Yeah.
But there's an avoidance of dealing with the root cause.
Yeah. Mine is there's a couple of things that I don't want to do anymore that I'm still doing that I said I wouldn't do.
Mm.
And I think that's kind of sitting there.
Manifesting in
there. It's just sitting there because I haven't dealt with it still. And then there's this other thing of, and there's like these guilt things attached to two of those things.
Yeah, it's like that's the feeling, sorry.
It's like just sits there and hovers, and so you stay attached to this thing when you're like, I don't even fricking have the time to do it, and it's sabotaging what you really want to do.
Mm.
So like we run two family businesses. I'm the chair of an iwi trust. I am the co-chair, stood down as the co-chair, but still a part of another kaupapa as well, doing my PhD or applying to do my PhD. We're also very busy in terms of how we look after ourselves. We do stuff with whānau. And I think all that energy is so broadly dispersed that, like, the thing I really, really want to do is, really grow ko for us.
Mm.
And we both know that that's what our passion is. And I think that that's the rut we're in is there's this other stuff that we're busying ourselves with instead of really
intentional,
unapologetically unleashing ko.
Yeah.
There we have it, whānau. We've discovered it. Yeah. That's what it is.
Yeah. So in the process of how you go for a rut, you can't just build and create on top of something that you've been avoiding.
You're going to clear it out.
You got to clear it.
And so us doing this, we knew that by jumping on here and like having this kōrero, that it would be a way for us to clear it. So in the mahi that we do with ko, we call this a whakawātea process, like clearing the space in our mind. And it's like, and you do that by having a kōrero, like just keep talking until you empty yourself out, and then you finally discover, that's the reason why, I'm kind of where we are.
You don't have to do it with another person.
No, you can do it by yourself.
Because not everyone has another person.
Like, that's why journals are good, right?
Journals, right? Or just like, I go talk to birds. Like, I talk to a tupuna. I go for walks along the awa. I go talk to the awa. Like, there's many ways to release and clear yourself, and this is only one aspect.
Yeah.
And we're just super lucky and honoured that we have each other and can communicate this way through stuff very quickly. Like, we're clearing ourselves like, well, a lot, like consistently, like a lot. Like, it's not just oh cool, we've just discovered this, cool, we're ready, we're set, we're going to be like ready to go. We're like tomorrow we're probably going to have to clear ourselves again, probably tonight, You know what I mean? Like it's a consistent motion of clearing yourself and working through that because you're not just set and healed and ready to go. Like it's a consistent. Your old self is gonna want to keep pulling you back.
Yeah.
And because it's so known and safe and comfortable, it's easier to fall back to that. And because we're about to step into the unknown, like this is very unknown for us. This setup right now with the microphones and the light right there, and then just like talking at it. This is unknown, but this is going to become a home. And we've just taken that first step into it. Do you know what I mean? And so it's taking those first steps into the unknown. Little atomic habits, just giving it a go. Progress over perfection. And then slowly it gets more, like the house gets warmer and more homely and it becomes more comfortable. And then soon that's going to become comfortable and then you're going to have to level up again.
Yeah.
And then you're going to have a fight with your old self again and your new self. And it's like a forever, like, leveling up.
This is part of the process, that tension you go through as you go to create your future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you've got to deal with the root cause. You've got to get, why am I stuck in this rut?
Yeah.
Actually, I'm feeling sorry for myself hard out. You know what I mean? And there's like, and it's not even just for us, like the business, like for real, like we've been out eating. My golly, we've been stuck in a rut with our eating, you know?
Munching hard. Like, I just threw out the packet of twisties that was in the cupboard because I was like, and my face, like it shows on our bodies as well, and my skin, like especially, is like, I was saying to Paige, oh my God, are my, like the pimples on my chin hidden because like my body's been reacting to all the junk food that we've been eating.
And even putting on weight, like I just don't feel myself. I feel like my old self. That's that war with that old self and new self.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
My co-papa with my health, even though we go to the gym. We go to the gym 6 days a week, still to this day. So you know what I mean? So we're not our full old self.
We haven't like completely fallen off the wagon, but we know what it looks like and feels like to be on the wagon, and we ain't on the wagon.
Like we're not. You know, so yes, we go to the gym 6 days a week, but there's other aspects that we just dropped off. Like we do our daily walks, and we don't do that. Our eating has been gone out. Like so, there's we pick and choose to do our walks. You know what I mean? But what we're doing is we're just stepping into the unknown. You know what I mean? Like this is the first step, and this is the first practice, and it feels good once you step into it. And even like we started freaking a run club on Sunday. Do you know what I mean? Like just randomly, like all these little, nothing random, but doing all these things to set ourselves up to keep jumping into the new self. But atomic habits. You know what I mean? Like smaller steps instead of like overwhelming ourselves to our already busy lives and just slowly cleansing things out. Adding new things, cleanse something out. Adding new things, cleanse something out. Because then it's not so inconvenient to our already busy life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're almost like habit stacking everything that's going on in your life so that it's not so inconvenient. Because everyone's busy and everyone's up to things. Whether you're busy doing things you don't like or busy doing things you like, we're all busy and everything's an inconvenience as soon as you got to add something new on. So it's like, how can you add things in that's not inconvenient to your life, that can slowly get rid of the things of your old self that you don't want to do, but still add in the new things so it's at balance, so it's not overwhelming, then you don't fall back to your old self, to the comfort self.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The thing too that I'm like so present to is how important it is to live your own authentic purpose. Because if you aren't, because it comes back to, what's that underlying thing that kind of triggers the rut, is that if we don't live our authentic life. So for me and you, even doing this, right, this is something, like you said, we've been talking about it for ages, haven't done it, procrastinating.
Said we're going to be goners.
Scared about what people think. Whatever it is, it stopped us. It's doing this, and as part of the Quo brand as well, as one of the things that we've been wanting to do. It's a natural self-expression of what we do. So like I'm present to that. If you are not being your authentic self, fully unleashed in the world, that energy sits there and it needs to move, like to be let go, to be manifested. And when you don't and you hold back because you're scared or worried about what other people think or whatever, that's the backup as well.
Yeah.
It's like unleashed energy. It's just still sitting in there dormant where it needs to move, it's like, and we have like so many examples where that's the awa has to move. The water constantly moves. It's the type of universe that we live in. It's dynamic. The energy doesn't sit, it has to move. And so that energy being our thoughts aligned to our authentic self and our authentic purpose is that it has to move towards that authentic purpose. And if it doesn't, then that's when and you feel
it just gets more blocked, the water builds up, and it just keeps building up until you like blow.
Yeah.
And what we're trying to do is catch it before we blow.
Yeah.
Because we already feel it, but this is where a lot of practice, so we've gotten to a point, like, even if it, even if it gets here, we're like, okay, we're going to sort this out. Like, even a week being out of routine, we're like, oh my God, this is not okay. We're in a rut, you know what I mean? But some people, or our old selves, like, we used to be all good being stuck in a rut for a whole year.
What, for years? And like
years.
Other people, right? Like, they can, like, till the day they die.
And we can't even do that. I just can't do that. You know what I mean? And
you feel like I felt like my world was shrinking? There was nothing outside of the world, like, because so when you're living your authentic self, you're like free and expansive. You want to go out and see things and do things. You want to connect with people. That's how I can tell when I'm in a rut. I just want to disconnect. I don't want to really hang out with people. Like, I'm happy to, like, you go insular. That's another thing I see too, and that's that whole energy thing, right? It's like contracts and it holds itself back, whereas when it frees itself and it unleashes itself, then you're out in the world. You want to connect with people and all that sort of stuff as well. Wow. So then, yeah. Well, I'm good for another podcast. Cool. Yeah. Actually, that does make me feel way better.
Yeah.
I feel way better because of that.
Yeah, so do I.
Like, actually.
But my thing is, like, forgive yourself.
Yeah, hard.
Like, forgive all the things why you've been like this. It's just choices at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You chose this way and all that way, and you went that way. And you just got to forgive yourself because you can't change the past. It is what it is.
True. It happened.
It happened. Now what you can do? Right now. Like, right now, what are you going to do? Don't worry about the past. Get over it. Acknowledge it. You've acknowledged it. You've had the conversation there to have the conversations that you need to have. You've brought it up. You acknowledged it. Now freaking forgive yourself. Forgive the others. Now create a plan. This is when you can create.
Yeah. Now we can create because it's clear.
Yeah. Because you've cleared it. You can't create on top of more bullshit, basically, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. You're just surviving then.
You're just surviving. You're not thriving.
Yeah.
And it's just not going to work. And then you're going to go, fuck this, and then go back to your old self.
Yeah.
And, like, once you... Guaranteed. So once you acknowledge, like, have a good fat, like, go hard at yourself. If you need to have that hard conversation, have that hard conversation. And the next step is, like, freaking forgive yourself, man.
Let it go.
Let it go, man. Let it go.
So Paige is actually talking you through the process of clearing yourself, the actual creation process of clearing yourself and then creating what it is.
Yeah, and then you forgive yourself and then you go into this, okay, what do you want? And if you struggle with what you want, what don't you want? And then usually what you don't want is the opposite of that. That's what you want. So you've got to work through that and then what you want, and then you go, okay, I want that. If you know yourself, you can't go 0 to 100. For example, I don't want to be fat no more. Okay, I don't want to be fat. I want to be what? I want to be healthy. Okay, what are some simple small steps that I can take to be that healthy self? To close the gap into where I want to be, to my higher self. Because if you know that you can't all of a sudden wake up tomorrow and go, I'm going to run 5K, well, then you're just going to set yourself up to fail if you put those goals up there. So it's like creating goals or steps or habits to make sure that you don't set yourself up to fail. So if you want to be healthy, okay, cool. Well, I know that me saying that I'm going to run 5K tomorrow, it just ain't going to fucking happen. Okay, I'll wake up tomorrow and do 10 push-ups. I'll do that for a week. And then once you get bored of that, okay, let's add another step onto that. And building and building and building on top until you've like reached the point where you want it to reach. And then you do it all over again. Because what's happening, you're going to get stuck in a rut because you get bored and your higher self and your old self having a scrap with each other. And then just building on top of and building until you create that big change. That's the way that works for me because I literally can't go 0 to 100. Otherwise, I get overwhelmed.
Yeah.
I feel like it's an inconvenience. And I go, fuck this, I'm out of here.
It's about building sustainable
Yeah.
change, long-term change.
Yeah. So that's the kind of the process. Not kind of, it's the process.
So, okay, just high level again. So it's notice, be aware of the ruts.
Yeah.
So be aware of, like, catch it and go, oh, I'm in a rut. So that's the first thing. Second thing is to acknowledge and accept it, that you are in a rut.
Yeah,
like,
forgive yourself, man, and forgive others.
Don't judge yourself,
It
forgive
is what
yourself.
It is.
And then let it go.
Let it go.
Let it go. And then you can create from there, right? Because it's all those steps are key to clear it. That's right. That's how you create, whānau, is from a blank canvas. So once that clearing is there, you can then create from there and go, okay, what is it that I'm looking to create here? And so whether it's whatever it is, it can be absolutely anything you want, you declare it and say it, and then you take actions consistent with it. You only have to take like little micro actions. Like that's what Paige was saying. It's like, okay, yeah, I want to be lean and healthy. It's like, okay, what are some of the actions that I might take? Okay, I'd like to start running. I'd love to run 5K, but from where I am now, it's probably not possible. So I'm going to take a little micro action towards that goal of running 5K and becoming lean and healthy. And so that one micro action could be, okay, I'll just pop down and do 10 push-ups or whatever. Could be even one push-up.
That you put instead of your runners, like, it's like, what did you do yesterday that you're not going to do tomorrow? So it's like, actually, well, I left my runners in my wardrobe. Well, that didn't work, did it?
Pull them out.
So what do? I put them beside my bed, or I put them at the front door. What was the one thing that you went to first as soon as a coping mechanism to avoid that run? My phone. Right, I'm going to put my phone over there, away from where it's close to, instead of right next to me.
Atomic Habits. If you haven't read that book, read it.
Life-changing.
Such a practical book. We tell everybody, all of our clients that we work with, go and buy the Atomic Habits book. It is like life-changing and it's so practical. So it's what Paige is talking about, is like it teaches you these really practical, healthy habits to implement in your life that lead to long-term actual transformational change. And it's like that 1% better every day type of philosophy where all those little 1%ers every day compounded over a year lead to like transformations in life. That's actually the book that I got to get me to the gym, because I was not a gym person before BFT, but people know us now. We are BFT crazies.
We're part of the cult.
We are part of the cult. We love it. Like Paige said, we are there just about every single day of the week. We love it. We love the community. We love how it feels. But it took something to get there, and we applied the teachings and Atomic Habits to get us there. Pulling out our clothes, getting them ready. Like, anyway, there's a whole heap of different things, but definitely recommend the Atomic Habits book.
So with that, cool air.
And so we've solved the problems of the world, guys.
All right, she was chucking the jug. All right.
So we're going to go have a cup of tea now, but actually that was cool.
Yeah. So we want to. Now, we're not going to make any false promises or set ourselves up to fail, because we don't know how this is going to roll for us. We literally was just like, should we just pull up.
Literally, I was in my office doing work, and Paige's like, right, come on, Mum.
We're just going
to do a talk.
We just literally sat down and talked. So we don't know what it's going to look like after this, but this is something we want to keep regular in. So watch the space on the chats, and if you can think of any titles.
topics. Yeah.
Yeah, topics or
On
titles.
a podcast.
Yeah, like what's our name? Like if you got any ideas or any topics that you want us to talk about, like even stuff that you're too scared to ask your mum, I'll ask mum, or something you're too scared to ask your daughter, she'll ask me, and we'll have those conversations.
I'll take the hit for you.
Yeah,
Whānau.
I'll take the hit too, Whānau. Sheesh, you know what I mean? So, yeah, we just want to normalize conversations and how to clear yourself and what we do in our everyday lives practice to get where we want to be, basically, and what makes us happy.
Manifest our reality. That is actually our mission in life, is to remind whānau that they have the power to create their reality, literally. So that is our mission in life. This kōrero was actually an insight into how you can do that. It's like, don't underestimate how powerful this kōrero was, and kind of what we were sharing with you is how you can go about that. So just one of the ways that you can do it. So
yeah. Kia ora. Yay! We did our first video! We fucking love it.
hurry up!